So I have an absolute mess with hoses. I kind of had to readjust as I went. I wasn't getting any suction out of the remote filter, and I want to start cycling the water all the way through everything, so I had to pull the pump up, make some adjustments, hook up the remote siphon, and I have everything flowing now, but now I have a mess with hoses. So I'm going to come back and adjust that another day when I'm a little bit more mobile. Looks like the water is actually clearing up a good bit over here. Now that it's sucking water out and kind of filtering water over through. So hopefully this will clean up, start looking nice soon. I keep on setting it in time-lapse mode to see who's going to be the first one to traverse the canal. There's a couple that have gotten close. A little Ginrin Chagoi has been very close a couple times. So now we're starting to see some water coming over the canal. We'll see who's the first one to go. We'll put it back in time-lapse. Alright, so my two bronze beauties made it over first. We got Maple the Ochiba, and we got the baby Ginrin Chagoi. They were the two most adventurous to come over, and they basked in their win because they get all the extra food that was hanging out over here because water circulation is poor right now. So we're letting them enjoy their new home, checking everything out. They're hanging out in the caves. Now they're starting to come up to the shallows a little bit more, and we're waiting for these other guys, bigger guys, to get with it and figure out that they can now swim across the channel and get over to the other side. So while the water level is still kind of getting up to normal, I realized that the strainer, or the satellite filter, is not pumping. So what I'm not going to say I didn't think about this, I did think about this, is if there was going to be enough pressure, I figured this pump could pull enough where it could pull up over and then down and then through the system, and apparently it's not. So I don't know how I need to prime this section to try and get water going through it, or if I'm just going to have to completely do something different. I have a feeling I'm probably going to completely have to do something different because this is not working. So I got no water movement, no suction over on this side. And I really don't want to add another pump. It's just getting old adding pumps. So I hope I don't have to do that. But now that I think about it, maybe I can hook up the outlet from the other pump to kind of push some water through to get it rolling. Let me try that now that I think about that. Alright, so I was able to create enough suction to get that thing flowing. It's flowing kind of hard. I mean, when I put my hand over it, it's flowing kind of hard, but it doesn't look like it's moving any water. So I don't know how effective it's going to be. I don't want to block off. So there's a port that you adjust on the front of the Eco Premium pump to kind of balance between suction from the pump itself and suction from the satellite filter. So I have it about halfway. I don't want to have it not suck from the main part of the filter, so I'm gonna have to tweak this a little bit. Maybe once I get the water moving a little bit with aeration, maybe it'll work a little bit better, but I don't know. Right now it's very stagnant. There haven't been any attempts in a little bit for the fish to go over. Water level maybe almost as high as I'm going to be able to get it. I'm going to have to put a little bit more dirt over on this backside area. I don't have the berm high enough, so again, this is all just kind of testing at this point to get water in, and I'm figuring out some things as I go. So let me see what I can come up with to fix some of these issues, and maybe these fish will start coming across here soon. This is crazy. I've been out here for several hours. I've literally been out here all morning just watching fish, thinking that they would be very excited that Dad gave them a new home, and nope. There's still only been two that have gone across here yet so far. The rest, you know, a couple of them get kind of close. They'll get up on the ledge a little bit and then they'll shoot right back down. I don't know what their deal is. I hope to figure it out because I just did a whole lot of work. I would hate to build all this and for them to not use it. I'm sure they'll eventually go across it, but I don't know what their deal is. So we probably got, I'd say, 6 to 8 inches at that opening of that channel right now, depth. So they should be able to get across. Even the bigger ones should be able to get across. I don't know if they're just being coy, no pun intended, about going across right now, but I'm probably going to stick out here and relax for a good part of the day and just kind of hope that they figure it out and get across there. So I'm not fully up to level yet. I'm going to shut the water off, probably just let this cycle for a couple days, throw some bacteria in once it comes in tomorrow. I can still get another couple inches in here before it starts overflowing out the back, but they've gotten so much new water today that I'm gonna let them relax a little bit. I may just have a 2 koi pond over here. These 2 guys are over here loving life, living life, but the rest, I don't know. So I'm just gonna not watch them because Siri tells me a watched pot never boils. So I'm just gonna let them do their thing, see if they want to go over and check it out. If not, I just did all this work for nothing. But you know, much like kids, I guess they don't really appreciate things. But we'll see. I'll leave them alone for a while, and we'll get back to it. Well, I'm happy to say it's a good old time now in the koi pond. Apparently the koi, they will only go over in groups. So they wait for one leader to go over, and then a whole bunch of them will follow really close as soon as the leader goes over. So they've been ripping around over here getting excited because some of the other ones have decided to go over here. So the Asagi's over here, one of the Chagoys, that is a different Chagoy, that's not the Ginra Chagoy, one of the Showas, one of the babies, we got Shisui, Platinum Ogon. So a couple of the other ones were over here earlier. Who else was over here earlier? One of the Goshkis was over here, the Shirotsuri was over here, this little yellow one was over here. So they're getting there. They're going over. Yellow butterflies over there. I got a orange Aragoki that was over there earlier. So I think they're starting to figure it out. They only do it in groups though for some reason. I think they freak each other out. So as long as they go over in groups, they're all right. It's actually kind of funny watching them because they'll all kind of just like huddle up right there, and then one will go, and as soon as it crests over, they just bolt over real quick. So who would have thunk? So we'll see. We'll let them go for a couple more days. We'll bring the water level up a little bit more. We'll let the water settle a little bit. We'll bring it up more and see how it goes over the next couple days. Well, there goes one of the babies going over. They seem to be getting it a little bit easier now. So some of the fish just transitioned back over. There were only like 3 or 4 fish over here. Everybody's been over here. They've been partying, having a good time because the water's all mucked up. They're going in circles. It's almost like it's like spawning time or something. I think they just really like the current caused by this hose over here. I don't know where the big Showa went. The big Showa was just zipping all around here. They're going all crazy, having a good time. Oh my god. Bertha, my Chagoy. That Chagoy has never looked so bright before. That fish has always been a real dark brown, almost black. It's funny how different the fish look up in this section. So yeah, they're having a good time. They're zipping all around, chasing each other around. And again, only a few of them kind of staying over here. This is like yesterday's news, so I'm happy to see that. That makes me feel good, makes the work feel worth it. Yeah, so we're just gonna let them enjoy. They seem to be going back and forth pretty easily now, and yeah, we'll let them do their thing. But I'm happy. It makes me happy that they're enjoying it, and only a couple stragglers over here. So this is definitely what I envisioned. Alright, it is Monday morning after I filled up the pond to a decent level last night. I was kind of losing sleep. I was really worried that I was going to wake up the water loss, and I got a hose in here because I woke up the water loss. So I am absolutely terrified like you cannot even imagine that I could potentially have a leak in this pond. I don't think I do. So it did lower, so I got about an additional, I'm at 341 gallons I put back in this morning, and it sounds like a lot, but that 341 gallons across all of this mass is really a couple inches, right? It looked a little bit more drastic this morning, but it was maybe 2 inches. So what I'm thinking is, because yesterday was a warm day and last night was cold, right? I'm wearing a hoodie and sweatpants right now. It's like 50, low 50s maybe, so it maybe got into the 40s last night. So a temperature swing of 30-40 degrees, along with that is a problem. With me spraying that water in, creating all this turbulence, and that temperature swing can cause a heck of a lot of evaporation. And I think that that's what I had last night. To me, again, it seems like a lot of water to evaporate, but that's what I'm going with right now. So I'm gonna shut this thing off today. I'm probably gonna shut the water off here in a minute. I think I have it back up to about the level I had it last night. Maybe I'll let a little bit more in there. Yeah, maybe I'll let a little bit more in there just for good measure. Get it up to where I think is a good level. And then we'll shut it off and see how it goes throughout the day. If it doesn't lose any water throughout the day, once everything gets up to temp, then maybe it's just the temperature swings at night, or maybe even worse, right? I don't want to go down that avenue yet because I'm very, very, very severely worried about that. But let me go ahead and look around some of the key areas of the pond to see if it's back up to the level I think it was at yesterday. And I'll follow up with you guys and let you know if I have good luck or I have bad luck. Alright, so I think I'm probably overthinking this, thank God. So I pulled back the liner a little bit over here this morning and kind of felt around over there. I didn't feel any obvious bulges that a ton of water would have been behind the liner. So I'm hoping I'm good. Looking at this level here, I kind of been using this as my high fill point. You're going to see I just started getting some water into the gravel. That's about where it was yesterday. And right around the back side of this rock here, we're kind of almost sort of up to the ledge there. So when I look at it from all the way across the pond, it looks more significant. But when I'm over here, I probably only lost, I probably only lost about 2 inches or so. So again, that's a lot, but it's not quite as concerning, I don't think, yet. So we're gonna do this. We're gonna pull this pump. I'm gonna rely solely, I gotta fix this and that. I still have so many things to do. So I'm gonna get rid of all that extra aeration, all that extra water flow, and hope that that helps things out for the rest of the day with not moving a ton more water. And exposing it to the cold air and seeing if that helps out at all. So some of the fish, at least one of them's inside the cave. I gotta figure out that, I don't remember putting a rock down there in the bottom. I don't remember putting that down there, but I'll check that out. So yeah, I gotta figure out that remote filter thing. I want to move that a little bit better, but that should be sucking some air. As you see, the water quality got pretty fabulous overnight, so going through the filtration's doing its job. Fish still seem pretty happy, so we're just gonna keep on trucking. I'll let a little bit more water go in here today. I'll let it run for another hour or so, see if I can get it up to what I'm gonna consider max level before I start bringing more dirt in. And then we'll do a measure and kind of go from there. So we'll see what we can do. All the excitement and joy that I had has come to a screeching halt. I am pretty positive that I have a leak. I'm pretty positive. Now, where that leak is, I can only guess. It's at the seam. But I don't know, right? So, let me show you what I'm working with. If you can see, I made some lines there. You can see a blue line and a red line. Just to make sure I wasn't going crazy and that the koi were splashing around. They obviously weren't splashing around because now it's gone under the pink line. And I've done this in multiple areas. So you're going to see a line over there. It's probably an inch under the pink line over there. I did lines on some rocks over there. And again, it's about an inch under that pink line that was already under the blue line. So I think I can pretty much guarantee I got a leak at this point. So what do? I don't know. I think I can start with the easy spot and start unstacking a couple rocks over here. See if anything is obvious over there. Again, I know I have a patch over here somewhere that is hidden by that really big boulder. There's another patch hidden underneath this underneath the cave. Yeah, I don't even know. Honestly, if it were this section here, this will be the easiest to deal with, as much as I hate to say that, because what I think I could do is I could just kind of sweep up these rocks here, get that open area, pull out these couple rocks there, pull out those couple rocks there at that seam, and I can just lay down a whole nother piece of liner and just seal the shit out of that thing. Like literally just fold a whole new piece of liner over it and bib it, and then just seal that thing until I'm blue in the face. Unfortunately, what I think I'm gonna have to do is I'm gonna have to let the water line get lower. Right? I'm gonna have to wait until the water line gets low enough to get to basically sink down this area to verify if it's there, and it doesn't go any lower, then I know it's not these guys and I can focus there. I think that's going to have to be my plan of attack, because otherwise I'm going to be pissing in the wind trying to seal stuff that's not a problem. So this is not what I'm looking forward to, but I'm just going to have to let the water line get low. I just put another 650 gallons in this thing today to get it up, to kind of verify where my low lines were at. See, it doesn't look like it's losing that much water over there, though. Like, that's kind of like an area that I've been watching. The water right there where those rocks are at, those stones are at, is kind of staying. Let's walk around there. It's kind of level set. I mean, right here, right, the water doesn't really look that low. You can see differences on the rock where it was wet and now it's dry, or where it was wet and where it's at now. Again, that could be the koi splashing around a little bit. Whatever it lost is only, I don't know, an inch and a half, 2 inches. So I probably lost a lot more last night than what I initially thought. Alright, so you can see this mark here. Okay, so I 100% lost water, because I marked this. This was wet when I marked it, and it's already an inch and a half or so below that. So I'm most definitely losing water. I'm not going crazy. The water must have been up a little bit higher here. Again, just kind of playing tricks on my eyes. Fuck, I don't know what to do. I don't know what to do at this point. I don't know. We'll be back.